One of the biggest issues that I see holding teams back from being more efficient and more productive today, especially as we introduce AI and just the general idea that organizations want teams to do more with less, is the lack of skill distribution and general learning within a team. It's just true that teams over time, individuals on teams will want to specialize and pick a lane. They become very good at a particular thing. And if you're especially a transactional team where you're getting a lot of inputs and transaction and requirements from the outside, those requirements will change over time. The mix will change over time, which means the specific expertise you have in your team that's aligned to individuals will not match the requirements coming in. And so you'll find that you may get a certain kind of transaction where there's only one person who's really good at it, and suddenly you have a big backlog in that transaction, and the rest of the team doesn't have very much on their plate because they're not the expert at that transaction. Now, the way to solve for that is to increase cross-learning across the team. There's no reason that you only have to have one person that has that skill set. But I think a lot of managers are blinded by the idea that learning new skills is difficult and very time-consuming. And although this is generally true, there's another way to look at it. And if you recall the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, that 80% of your problems are the result of 20% of the causes. If you think about in terms of knowledge, it's my belief that 20% of the knowledge, there's a critical 20% that will allow a team member to complete 80% of the actual work on the team. You don't need to know everything in every edge case possible. What you need to know is what is that 20% critical knowledge so that I can be useful in around 80% of the outcomes. And I think that if you take that lens, where teams need to, and team members need to train other team members, and you need to spread the skills around, but view it from the lens of the 80-20 rule, you'll find that introducing cross-learning within a team is not so scary and may not be nearly as time-consuming as you think as a manager. But the dividends for an adaptable team are dramatic.